Hey, welcome back, friends and neighbors, to another edition of Somewhere Downrange. Been a while since you see me. Been dealing with some things, had a lot of stuff going on. Just hadn't had time to get out here and play, and I am, by God, ready to play. Today's little short video, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I've been encountering a lot of dialogue and chats and comments on different videos and commentaries about the Pro Mag or the P Mags, especially in the 308 caliber 7.62 by 5.1 variant, the 20 round mags being somewhat fragile for use in the field. A lot of people are saying, man, you're just out at the range doing your thing, running and gunning, doing a class. Pop a P-Mag out, it hits the ground, and you're only going to get one or two before the feed lips shatter and it goes to hell. I honestly have probably a dozen P-Mags. I know a few have hit the ground. Maybe they weren't fully loaded when that happened, but I've never busted one yet. But I'm certain it can happen, and I get it from some reputable sources that they're just too damn fragile for regular use. If you're going to be doing anything that involves dropping them out of the gun, or pardon me, out of your little special pew-pew, on anything other than pillow top mattresses or goose down. Not saying it can't happen, and I'm here to find out because I've never had it happen to me. So I do have several variants of P-Mags, and this isn't an assassination piece. I'm literally just trying to find something out. I know that everybody's situation is different. Everybody have different experiences. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just here to test it. I'm curious. That's my nature. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it, and I'll show you what kind of mags I'm going to be using today. And I have three different variants. I have P-Mags, 30 round P-Mags. For the 300 Blackout dedicated, I have a 20 round 308 7.62 by 5.1 mag. I have a P-Mag 30 round for the AK platform that I utilize, which is going to drop magazines differently than a regular straight out the well AR platform does. And I also have a US Palm plastic, hard plastic mag with metal reinforcements on the tab, locking lug for the AK47. So let's get a close-up look at these. What do you say? Stand by. Here we have the P-Mag for the 300 Blackout. It's 30 round. We've got the 20 round 7.62 by 5.1 or 308 P-Mag, fully loaded, 20 rounds, 168 grain ammo. In front, we have two of the AK plastic mags for P-Mag. One behind it is the US Palm, and obviously they're leaning against the very reliable, ain't never broke one or crushed one yet, metal Vestava ribbed 30 round AK magazine for your shooting pleasure. All right, let's go ahead and drop some of these, and we're going to drop them on different media and different surfaces. See how these puppies stand up. Stand by. All right. Now, I brought respective weapons for everything I'm using today except for an AR10 Platform. At this point in time, I don't own one. But I have the magazines, and I use them in my precision rifle platforms. Kind of handy. They're not 308 rifles, but they're 243, and that's the same case, so they work fine. I'm not worried about dropping any, really, because with a 17-pound rifle, I don't tote it around and pop magazines out very often. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and start with the 30 rounder, and just so that we can kind of get a close to scientific representation of how far it might fall if and you was running and gunning, and for some odd reason you had to dump a full or damn near full mag, or you just accidentally did it. If you were running and gunning in your normal shooting configuration or your combat configuration, if you were standing straight up, for whatever reason, that's going to give us the best distance it can fall. So let's go ahead and see what happened. All right, this is a full magazine. You can probably see it. I can't push them down. If you were running and gunning and you had to change one out, and you were going to do it without tilting the weapon, it would fall from about this height. Still together, but we're just dropping on grass and hard pasture ground. Let's drop it one more time, what do you say? I mean, hell, you might have to drop it twice, right? Let's find out. Straight down. Nothing cracked, nothing blew apart. But this is hard pasture dirt with extremely short grass. Everything's still in there, nothing even come out. All right, so let's try a 300 Blackout mag, what do you say? Now, obviously 300 Blackout's a smaller cartridge, weighs less, but I can tell with this 30 round mag loaded with subsonic ammunition, these are 210 grain bullets. There's 30 of them. They're real close, real close. Let's see how this one does. Bangity, 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 bangity. Still there. Nothing's cracked, nothing flew out. Let's say we were doing one of those cool tactical combat reloads. Bangity, 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 bangity. Still there. Nothing's breaking. But we're still just on hard pasture dirt with half-inch grass. Now, one of the commentators mentioned the fact that when your magazine has got just a few rounds in it, that because it's heavier at the top than it is at the bottom, you know, all your weight's at the top, that can cause the magazine to invert itself in its downward flight so that the magazine turns upside down and lands on its lips. So I've taken 10 rounds out of that 308 mag, and we'll say we're right here. And we're going to hold it like this so that it's just like it's dropping straight from the hold. And we're up here at a pretty good distance. Let's see what happens. Straight on its butt. Let's say it was one of them tactical reloads. Hit on its side, but it's still together. Still got all the ammo in it. Let's say we were on an elevated position. Lost one round. But I had to drop it from damn near 8 feet. And the feed lips are still there, and it hit on its ass. Bangity, 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 bangity. Straight down, one round popped out. Everything's still there. I'm sure that phenomenon is occurring because there's less pressure against the rounds. Bangity, bangity, bangity. One round dropped out. Hits on its side or its butt hard enough, it might throw a round. But I've got all my lips. That'd be a catchphrase if I was female, wouldn't it? All right. Let's look at AK47 platforms. Now, these come out a little different. Unlike an AR platform, or FN, or an FL platform, or several others, these don't just get hit by a button. As we all know, your AK47 platform has no magazine release button that allows the magazine to just drop. If you want this magazine out of this weapon, you have to hit the magazine release latch in front of the trigger guard and knock that magazine out of the way if you're in a combat reload. All right, so we have the 30 round PMag, reinforced tang, bangity, 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 and let's do it like you'd do it if you was really actually reloading. Boom, 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 boom. Still together. Didn't lose any ammo. Magazine's in fine shape. Let's try it again. Only we're shooting up MiG aircraft. No loss of ammunition. No splits, no rips, no tears, no snags, no drags. Everything's still sitting in there. Wow. Alright. Just knock it out because you're in a hurry. Everything seems to be rolling all right. But now we have two of these. This is the US Palm reinforced hard plastic magazine, and hopefully it stands the test of time and torture as well. Man, that puppy's solid. It didn't do nothing. You could throw that in there and load that round. It moved like about 1/16 of an inch forward. So, starting to think, as far as if you were in the field, in the dirt, even on hard pasture that hasn't had a plow in it for 100 years, where cows walk around and stomp it down every day, you're gonna be okay, I think. But this isn't the only surface you might be having to drop a magazine on. It's all fine, well, and good. That's probably what they're designed to work with the best, is dropping on dirt. That's where most of your battles take place. Old school. Nowadays, you can get in some heavy shit in urban areas. And you're going to be fighting on surfaces, or you might be fighting on surfaces, put it that way, that are somewhat harder and denser than hard pasture dirt with short grass. Let's see what happens if we drop these mags on something a little bit harder. What do you say? Stand by. All right, we have switched locations and we're now on our backside of our range, and we are on extremely hard gravel surface, hard packed. This is the same road that goes through the farm, and this is the road that they transport huge pieces of equipment on to maintain and replace the wind generator components. And I'm talking huge dog houses. I'm talking generators the size of my truck, if not bigger. Okay, it's an extremely hard packed surface. If you were going to dig into this, you'd need shape charges. I guarantee you. So now we've got this. Let's see if we haven't taken the kid gloves off from the grass and the hard packed dirt, and what might happen if you drop one on something basically just damn near concrete, but not quite. Stand by. All right. Heck, let's start with the 300 Blackout first, right? Now, like I said, this is tough stuff, and we're gonna drop it just like we did before. And I might add, I'm using the same magazines over and over. I'm not trading these out. I'm not gonna go out and potentially damage or destroy all my magazines. And besides that, using the same magazine for each trial adds a little extra to it every time it hits the ground, right? So the effect of cumulative damage might occur. So without further ado, let's see what that 300 Blackout 30 round magazine does when it falls from, you know, say your shoulder. If you were shouldering a weapon that you were capable of shouldering, which this one isn't. I mean, you could, but who wants to put their face over the exit port with a suppressor on? Not fun at all. Okay, hard ass rock road. Testing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I knocked 2 rounds out. It hit directly on its ass. Didn't even make a dent in the road. Got a little dust. Didn't really even scratch it or put in. There's one little spot where it kind of, you can see it kind of dug into the plastic, but it's so light that you can't even feel it with your finger. It's still slick. All right. Now let's try that with the, you know, the tactical flip. Didn't lose any ammo that time. Still landed on its side, but it's still fine. Just dust. Give it one more try on its ass. And let's see if it inverts and falls on the lips or if it just falls on its butt. That's a butt hit if I ever saw one. It did kind of jostle the rounds around a little bit, but it didn't knock one out. Knocked one in a cattywampus position. But other than that, it's okay. All right, 20 round, 308 PMag. Now, I've got it full again, 20 rounds. And you know, these PMags come with a cover. Now maybe if you were set up to throw all this stuff into your gear and your vest carrier, maybe you would have those on, maybe you wouldn't. I have noticed when the covers are on, they make a little difference in the noise of the mag, but this one appears to be about the same. On 300 Blackout mag, it gets noisy. So I would have those off if I were wanting to be tactical. So, first off, let's go ahead and drop this with the cover on, like you were pulling it out of your carrier. You're bringing something out, you're reaching in the back, and this thing just kind of comes flying out because this tab is hung up on whatever you're pulling out, okay? So if it's hung up and let's say you're pulling it from back here. It's hung up, so it's going to be coming from this configuration. It's being pulled out by whatever's latched onto it, okay? So let's bring that out. All right. Ah, hell, I need my magic sock. Well, the cap came off and lost 1 round of ammunition, but it appears to be in pretty good shape nonetheless. Tip of that round's getting screwed up. Oh, there's a good piece of Hornady going to shit, and there's another one too. But oh well. I don't shoot these anymore. I still got feed lips. Put a little dust on it. Like I say, I don't even use this magazine for anything other than 243 out of my precision units. So. But anyway, let's say you've got one out of an AR10 and it's in the AR10, therefore it has no cover on it. Bangity, 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 bangity. Oh hell, I need to reload even though I've got 17 rounds left in this son of a bitch. Drop some rounds out. 1, obviously. A couple others sticking up cattywampus. Got a pretty good smack on her right there. You can almost feel it. It's discolored because of the dust that's impacted into the plastic, but it's not misshapen and nothing's broken. Feed lips are still intact. All right. Let's run some ammo out of this puppy, like we've been trying to keep ourselves alive. Okay, that's 12 rounds out. Now we got 6 rounds left in it. Let's see if it falls and changes its descent configuration. Okay. Bangity, 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 bangity. Oh hell, there's 500 more coming. I need a bigger magazine that's plumb full. It did turn. It did not invert and land directly on its lips, but it didn't lose any ammunition either. It hit on its side, on that lip. Still some discoloration, a little dust. Nothing busted, nothing torn up. Bangity, 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 bangity. Tactical flip. Lost a round. Again, landed on its ass. Ammunition still in there, except for 1 round. The consensus is, from some of the people I've talked to, is that if the magazine lands upside down, i.e. as in on its feed lips, that is when it has the potential to receive the most amount of damage, especially if it's somewhere around the half full mark. We have 6 rounds in, let's put 4 more in. And intentionally drop it on its face. Lost a round, hit directly on the feed lips. A little more on this one than it did the other, but they're still there. And guess what? I have just fucked up one of my magazines. So all we have to do is make sure, if we want to say that these fuckers like to break, is make damn sure we drop it on the lips. But out of all the drops this magazine has taken so far today, to drop it on the lips, to land on the lips, I had to intentionally point it at a hard surface and drop it on the lips. Take that with a grain of salt, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll take a little picture of it here and you'll be able to see. And I'm sure that PMag, all I have to do is take this to the store and say, these things are shit, and they'll give me a brand new one. So, turkey, you're right. It do happen. You got to kind of make it happen as far as my experience here is concerned, but it do happen. Stand by. Alrighty then. Now we got a little close-up of that stress crack, that impact crack, and one of the things I might mention is the fact that where this crack occurred, the direction it's traveling on the face and surface that it's at, the odds are real good that it's going to do that just about any time. And even having a metal reinforcement along the longitudinal top edge of the lip wouldn't have prevented anything. This would need total metal support under the plastic from front to back for at least an inch down to alleviate the possibility of this happening. Now, it never showed a crack until I literally held it upside down and allowed it to fall straight down on that lip. And I'm sure that what occurred was when the magazine impacted the road, the ammunition was actually impacted as well. It hit, because it sticks up just a little more than the magazine lips do, the round impacted the ground first. it was shoved down sideways, more in line with the round next to it to the left. That happened at a rapid pace, and that caused that crack to occur. So hopefully I can take this to somebody that carries PMags, and they'll let me get a little warranty trade-in off of that. Rest assured, those of you that have said it ain't gonna happen, or you'd have to do it a lot, it didn't take me long at all. All right, let's switch gears. Stand by. All right, well, now we know. Yes, I checked the 300 Blackout mags off camera, no splits, no problems. I checked the 30 round AK mags, no splits, no problems. It would seem to me the 7.62 by 51308 PMags have definitely got an issue. And I didn't doubt it. I just never dropped them like that before. So hopefully I'll get a replacement from PMag. I'm sure probably any store that carries them might be willing to give me a replacement, but I'll take it back where I bought it. But rest assured, Turkey, he knows what he's talking about. The Turkey's opinion, you heard it there, you've heard it more than once, and it's the truth, and it only takes one good drop in the right direction, and you're out of action, baby. So, there wasn't any need to do any further testing. If one will do it, they'll all do it. PMag, you need some extra work. Just a little reinforcement, just some metal. Probably turn the trick. Now, I'm glad you stopped by to see that, and I want to add something. You might notice, you've probably seen this AR platform pistol in previous videos, and you'll notice it looks a little different. There's a reason for that. I have NFA items in my safe. They can stop by anytime. The boys from Always Taking Our Freedom, Fun, and Excitement, and I'm going to be legal and lawful at all times. I work for the district court for the state. I am not going to be a felon. And if the winds of change come and blow in our favor and the Second Amendment's favor and the pistol brace bullshit goes away and the SBR bullshit goes away, well, I will reacquire items necessary to make this a much more accurate, much funner, safer to shoot weapon. But for right now, I can only do one thing: relegate myself to using this as nothing but a range toy or a STHF spray and pray type of device. Now, spray and pray sucks. You use more ammo than you should have to. But if you practice a little bit, you can get pretty good pretty fast. I mean, what the hell else is an AK47 for? Yeah, you can aim it. But really, is that what you bought it for? I think not. If those were vehicles, they'd be in a bad spot right now. Don't you know? They would be hurting. I did what you wanted. Still in trouble. Well, I'm glad you guys stopped by. I'm glad you got to come see me. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry it's been so long since I put out a new video. I'll try to get a little more up there for you. Just gonna take a little bit. I'm in the middle of a move. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you folks later on, pretty soon, somewhere downrange. See ya.